Welcome to the No Timers podcast. Everything Ottawa Senators and beyond is here. Here are your hosts, Raph and Peter.
Yes, that's right, and welcome back to the No Timers podcast. My name is Raph. This is Peter, and we're back for episode 2, season 2. And where's Peter? There he is.
Hello.
Hello. It is Tuesday, October 22nd. We are talking right now as soon as the Sens game is on also. So we're got one eye on one screen and one eye on another screen here.
Yep.
Should be unmuted this time because last time we tried to record, we recorded a whole episode muted. So that was fun.
Yep. Doing it again.
We're doing this again.
And we're probably going to say completely new things. We don't remember anything.
Yeah, exactly. So, welcome to second episode of this season, sponsored by THPN, DraftKings, and Game Time. Okay, Peter. Well, let's pretend like it's the first time. Welcome to episode 2. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
And that's what the episode's called. Hot and cold start. So we're going to talk about the Sens' first 5 games here.
Yep.
Obviously, they're hot and cold start. They're 3-2 to start the season. And first of all, we're about 500, which is nice.
Yep.
And we are currently waiting for the game to start here against Utah. And let's talk about Utah.
Yeah.
First time in the new NHL rink for these guys. How should we go into this game, considering everything we know that happened in the past few hours and few days? If you guys don't know, you probably do, but if you don't know, Ullmark did travel with the team. He was supposed to play or at least back up, but all of a sudden, about 3-4 hours ago, they told us that he wasn't even going to be backing up. So they called up Merrilainen, and Forsberg is getting the start again. Thoughts about this game with Forsberg in net?
So, obviously, as a fan, and even I'm sure the team, it sucks that Ullmark isn't able to play, able to start. So from a fan perspective, it sucks. I was really hoping to see him play soon. But I think if you're one of the players on the team, you're still going in with the same game plan. Ideally, shouldn't matter whoever is in the net for you.
Yeah.
You got to play your game, and it's out of your hands. You're just hoping your goalie, whether it's Forsberg, Ullmark, Merrilainen, whoever, makes the stops that they need to make.
Yes.
And so against the Utah team that, from what I've heard, they score a lot of goals. They're fast. They're exciting.
Yeah.
They're skilled. So I guess you either gotta match it, and can you play their game better than you, or ideally you make them play your game. Whether that's you play very well defensively, you slow them down, so they can't do what they want to do, and your guys able to get some big goals as well.
Yeah.
On Connor Ingram, who I believe has a good start as well to the season.
Yeah. Utah is 4-1 right now, or 5-1, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're very hot. They started extremely hot the season. They started 4-0. They lost their last game, but yeah, they are a team on the rise after what we saw from last year with them in Arizona.
Yeah,
it's basically the same team, but I guess everybody worked out in the summer and they look a lot better, and they didn't score. Okay.
Well,
and yeah, they look a lot better. They're hot. They're a young team.
Well, I think people never really gave Arizona a lot of credit. I think partly because of where they were located and all the crap that was going on off the ice. From what I recall, I didn't really follow Arizona, but I follow I watch a lot of videos from the hockey guy, and he's NHL hockey content creator. He's always seems to be on top of stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember him saying, "It's like, Arizona's got a good team there. Like they weren't going to make the playoffs, but they're trending in the right way.
Yeah.
So next year when they go to Utah, like they could make they could surprise a lot of people. And here they are, like having a hot start. So yeah, for me, it's not as surprising as some people have made it out to be, in my opinion. Like they've got a fairly good team there.
Yeah.
And
they do. They have some good players.
I think we mentioned it before, like the West, especially compared to the East, like seems to be a much weaker conference. So they, there's definitely a chance they break into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, could be. If they keep playing the way that they're playing, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So see Forsberg new mask looks pretty sweet. Yeah. So as we mentioned, Forsberg starting for the Sens tonight. Carolina backing up because Ullmark is out. I know we mentioned this the previous recording because for some reason we always have to record twice. But anyway, we were talking about the Ullmark injury situation. How at one time he's fine and he's practicing and he's gonna play, and then the next second he's out. He's not even backing up. We were talking about transparency from the team, and I know, and like you said too before, usually teams don't like to disclose injuries, but I think that they should at least tell us where it is, like lower body, upper body. I know I know your thoughts, but why don't you let our listeners know what your thoughts about that is?
You kind of got it there, high level, like as a fan, a lack of transparency on just injuries in general throughout the whole league, not just Ottawa. Teams never really give much. If you're lucky, they'll tell you it's an upper body or lower body injury. That could be, anything.
Yeah.
I think the most times things that you'll get the most information are on concussions.
Yeah.
Like they'll actually tell like, oh, he's got a concussion or he's going through concussion protocol. Like, that at least gives you a clearer picture of what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I've heard people say like, oh, league teams don't want to do that because then, it might be, once they get back and they're healthy, other teams and players are going to target that injury so they can re-injure them.
Yeah.
It's like, I can understand that argument, but I think the league, if that's truly the thought throughout the entire league, the league can do something there where I was saying you have the Department of Player Safety.
Yes. Oh,
if someone goes out and you could probably within reason prove a player went out and purposely tried to re-injure that player in the same way, they get a suspension or a fine or both. I think that could be done. That's just my opinion. It's probably something they would have to discuss in the next CBA contract negotiation with the NHLPA. Probably they're not going to do it because, at least to them, to the NHL and the Players Association, there's no incentive for them. It's really just something the fans would want, and I think the league should do it because you want to get your fans engaged into the game, both on and off the ice. I think it'll help grow the game. That's always something they want to do. They want to grow the game. That's why they expanded to Vegas and Seattle. That's why they moved to Arizona, to Utah, to try to grow the game outside of like traditional markets. And I think I used a bit of I used the NFL in previous, like they're the biggest sport in North America and they'll disclose injuries and fans love it because then the whole thing with like fantasy football or even like fantasy hockey, like, oh damn, this guy's injured. Like now they get into it, they're engaged. They're always checking stuff. Like I just think, like I said, it'll engage the fans. You can grow the game that way, get more people excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just my take
Yeah.
on the whole thing.
I agree. Like we mentioned before, but I agree that we should at least know what's going on. So we're not like, why a couple hours ago he was fine to play or back up, and all of a sudden he's not going to play or even back up. Yeah. So it's weird. Honestly, I was funny. Like I was on Twitter today with all this Ullmark stuff, and like man, is Ullmark going to be like a Matt Murray 2.0? He plays like 2 games and then he's injured, and then we gotta trade him or buy him out, something like that. I was like, I hope not, because he's a great goalie, right? And
at least
but Matt Murray was a good goalie.
As far as I know, he doesn't have a history of injury.
No. Yeah.
Most I heard is like, I've heard people claim like, if Ullmark's not 100%, he's not going to play. He's not the kind of player like, oh, I'm 99% there, but he's still not going to play.
Yeah.
And whereas most players would.
Yeah.
So I think whereas like Matt Murray was still, if I remember correctly, when he was eventually picked up by Ottawa, he had some history with injuries. That's why Pittsburgh was willing to
he did with
from him.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, exactly. Especially in, like, I remember with Matt Murray, because the guy was a 2-time Stanley Cup winner. So we're like, okay, nice, a good goalie for the team. Is this going to be the guy? And then all of a sudden he's hurt. He plays like 2-3 games, 5 games, I don't know. Then he's done for the rest of the season, for the rest of that contract. Then we eventually ended up training him to Toronto, and he was out there. He was out from their lineup for a while too. Yeah, it's weird. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a Matt Murray 2.0 situation, because we have high expectations from Ullmark, and we want him to play. We want him to be successful here in Ottawa. He just signed a big bucks contract. So yeah. Another issue that was brought up today was Perron. He's out of the game today.
Yep.
He's having some family issues with something with his wife, and I don't know if she was pregnant. She was having some difficulties. Anyway, all the best to the Perron family.
Yep.
Hopefully, they get everything sorted out. Everybody's fine. And and yeah, all the best wishes to the Perron family. Hopefully everything's okay, and he can come back and contribute for us again. Zub's still out.
Yep.
With they say upper body is probably concussion. Again, Zub. Poor Zuby always has concussion problems. Yeah, but really Greg's back, so Ridley's playing again, and it was funny because I was looking at the warm-ups today, and everybody was talking about it on Twitter. And then how they have the lines for the warm-ups and stuff.
Yep.
And then on one of the lines, the third line, if I'm not mistaken, it was like I think it was Greg, Alfredson, and like Gregor. And everyone's like, yo, can we put Alfredson back in the game?
Yeah.
Let him play a game. He can still do it. Like, if you watch videos of him practicing with the guys, he's going like same speed. He's still got a ripper of a shot. And people are like, just put Alfie back in, unretire his jersey, give him the C, let him play again.
he's always going to be our emergency call up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like if we have backup emergency goalies, why can't we have backup emergency players, right? Instead of the E-Bugs, we have the E-Pugs for players. Although the G is the goalie. But anyway. Right. But yeah, so it'll be E-Bub. Bub. Yeah. Yeah, we should be able to like unretire Alfie just for like a couple games.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Just give him the C. It's okay. Chucky won't mind. Just give him the C. Let him play a couple games. But yeah, I thought that was funny. So let's quickly talk about so Utah games happening right now as we speak. It's one of 16 games today. The NHL decided to have every single game on the same day. So you were watching the Montreal game earlier a little bit. 10 minutes in, they were getting smoked. It was 4-0. Montembeault got pulled. Toronto was playing as well. It was already 4-0 for whoever they were playing. Oh, Columbus. Yeah. Columbus was beating Toronto 4-0 last time we checked. Right now it's 4-2 for the Habs, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't checked after this. But yeah, 32 games. And it's funny because like if we want to watch any of those games, honestly, we probably won't be able to because of blackouts and stuff like that. which is weird because they like announced that they're doing this thing, but then you can't watch half the games, which is weird. And I think sure I love having a shit ton of hockey throughout the day, but I don't think it's a good thing to have all games on the same day. What do you
The
think?
schedule has just been
Yeah,
off the season.
whoever makes the schedules is
That's just
weird.
my take.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anywho. Yeah, because yesterday we had one game. It was Tampa and Toronto.
Yeah.
And then everybody's playing today, all 32. Okay, let's talk about the next few games. I know we talked about them a little bit last week, but this is game one of a three-game road trip here out west. So Utah today, Colorado, and Vegas. Vegas is first on the Friday, and then Colorado. What are your thoughts, impressions? If I know what you think, but if Ullmark's back, we should be okay. But if he's not back, we might be kind of screwed.
Yeah, basically for the Vegas game, if Ullmark's back and he starts, I think Ottawa can win that one.
Yeah.
However, if he's still out, if he's still, trying to get to 100%, then I don't see Ottawa winning that one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The game against Colorado, though, whether Ullmark starts or not, I think they can win that one.
Yeah, because Colorado's
has been struggling.
Weirdly, very cold, right?
Yeah, so
they're 1-4-0, I think. So,
yeah, so I think Ottawa can make.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And then we have St. Louis at home on the 29th. And then to finish off the week, we have the Rangers on the Saturday, and then the Rangers on Friday, and we were at home to Seattle on Saturday.
Yeah.
We mentioned we think they can go. What did you say? 4-2, 2-2. I know at the end of the day they'd be like 5-4. So I think it'd be 2-2. What you mentioned earlier, right? So they'd win 2, lose 2.
Finish off the
month / week here, yeah.
Month / week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first, I don't think they beat New York.
Yeah.
Then I think they beat St. Louis and Seattle. So yeah, that'll put us,
and possibly Colorado as well.
Yeah. I think they could. So
yeah.
What does that put us? Like worst case, they win.
So they win 3, lose 2.
Yeah, not including tonight's game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So let's say we win tonight.
Yeah.
And we win those 3. That would put us, I think, at 6-3 or 6-4, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see. They're at 3-2.
Let's say they win, so they go 4.
I'll put us 7.
And then 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, 6-4, 7-4.
Yeah.
So it'd be ideally we'd be 7-4 by the time we finish with Seattle by the end of next week. So that's 3 more. That's 3 more wins or 4 more wins, and 2 losses there. Yeah, which would be ideal, honestly. If we can do that, that'd be great. But I mean, we're getting outshot 8-1 right now.
It feels good, man.
They are good, yeah. Hot team.
Controlling the play.
Yeah. But Forsberg is standing his ground. The screen is right above us, the one that we're looking at. So game's on here, and then we're got like one eye, It's like Sid, one eye on this side. Moving on here, quickly. Actually, before we move on, We'll be right back. Just a word from our sponsors.
The quest for the Stanley Cup starts now. The puck's dropping on the 24-25 season. Get in on all the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. And if you are new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 8887897777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino, Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after DOT issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice. Copyright NHL 2024. All rights reserved. Hockey is more than just a game. It's the thrill of the ice, the roar of the crowd, and the heart-pounding speed that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. Every slap shot, breakaway, and bone-rattling hit brings an electric energy that can only be found in the rink. It's a sport where passion meets power, where every play can change the game in an instant. Be a part of the action and feel the adrenaline that only hockey can deliver. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I recently used Game Time to grab some last-minute concert tickets, and it couldn't have been easier. Their Game Time Picks feature made it simple to find the best deals, saving me time and money on tickets to concerts, sports, and more. Plus, their all-in pricing showed me the total cost up front, no surprise fees at checkout. I especially loved the panoramic seat views, so I knew exactly what my view would be before buying. And with their lowest price guarantee, I knew I was getting the best deal, or they'd credit me 110% of the difference. Their ticket coverage also gave me peace of mind with top-notch customer service. If you want a hassle-free experience, Game Time is definitely the way to go. The feature that surprised me the most was definitely the panoramic seat views. Being able to see exactly what my view would look like before buying the tickets made a huge difference. It's a game changer. It gave me confidence in my purchase, knowing I wouldn't be disappointed when I got to my seat. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code THPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time.
Okay, and then this week I threw out to the Twitterverse, potential topics for today. We got a couple of them, but the best one that I found that someone wrote was, "Once Zub is back, does JBD stay?" What do you think?
So based on history with this team and their roster moves, fortunately, I don't think JBD stays when Zub comes back and he gets scratched again. But ideally, I would want him to stay and scratch Hamonic. And reason behind that, it's not because Hamonic's playing bad. Like, he's playing pretty decent this year so far.
Yeah.
Good bounce back from a rough season last year.
Yeah, so far so good for him.
And JBD so far, I've only really been able to see him one game. Though it was a loss against New Jersey. I saw he played fairly well. I missed, unfortunately, Tampa game.
Yeah.
But he's looked good with Clevin. Both of them has looked good. So I'd want to keep keep him playing because from my recollection, like he's always been like he's playing and then he's not playing. He gets scratched or he gets sent down, and he plays again and he gets hit. Like I want to see him consistently up to get one to give him a shot, to actually see how well he plays. And I think he can take.
Yeah,
that
I
spot.
think he can.
He's an NHL defenseman.
Yeah.
Whether he's like a third pair guy or maybe even a second pair guy, so yet to be known because we haven't seen him a lot consistently. That I want to see him. Like it doesn't make sense to just have him because I think he's good enough where he shouldn't just be sitting in the box. Like,
no, exactly. Yeah.
Like shoot, at the very least, if that's your plan with him, because there's no reason to send to AHL, whether he had to clear waivers or not. I think he does. If your whole plan is just, keep him up in the box, like I would almost just trade him at this point.
Yeah.
Try to get something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's better. It's probably better for the team and for him too. Like I think he's an NHL defenseman. He needs to play.
I think so too. And one thing, one thing I think that they should do with JBD is obviously try to keep him in the lineup, but have him play with somebody else that's not Clevin. Because I still feel, although he's technically a veteran, he's been in the league for a few years now, but always with this up and down stuff. I think he should be playing with either Jensen or Shabbat, someone more experienced.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like we have fight. Is it a fight? No.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like we have two rookies.
Yeah.
On the third pair, right?
I would be willing to give JB a shot to be paired with Shabbat.
Yeah.
Because I also wouldn't mind seeing Jensen play with Clevin to kind of give Clevin, that veteran presence to play with. Because that was part of the reason why they started with Clevin and Hamonic.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they wanted to have him paired up with a veteran, kind of help him develop. So
yes,
even though there was nothing wrong with Clevin and JBD together, in my opinion, Jensen's been good. So there's no reason to demote him.
Yeah.
Would be worth a look if Travis Green ever felt the need to.
Yeah, ideally, I think, especially for like his development, if he played with a more veteran guy instead of him being the veteran guy in his D pairing, would be probably ideal for JBD for sure. As much as I would love Hamonic sitting in the press box for the rest of the year, probably won't happen because he's like we mentioned before, he's been all right. He against Tampa, he looked okay. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, whenever Zub does come back in soon, hopefully still probably not on the road trip because I don't think he traveled with the team. But when we're back home, if he's back, we'll see what Travis Green does there. Because he did mention that he wanted JBD to play, but he wanted to give him time. And yes. Oh, Batherson, man, super hot. Yeah. Let's go. 1-0 and second shot on goal too.
Drake's starting to heat up.
Yeah, Drake's got 4 goals now in the year.
4 goal there.
Yeah, 4 goals, 2 assists. So he's at 3 assists, 7 points. 10 score on their second shot. Okay, yeah. So the Green said he wanted JBD to play. So
and here I am saying put Jensen on the.
And then there's Jensen
getting the assist.
Yeah, it's funny because
like I said, Jensen's been great.
Jensen
just to try to. Yeah. Like I said, if Travis Green ever felt the need to mix up his D pairings.
Yeah.
So.
I should live tweet this, but we're recording. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. JBD have him play with more experienced guys. I think that'll be great for his development. Not saying that Clevin is bad.
No.
He's looking good so far, but he is technically still a rookie.
Yeah.
This is going to be his first full year in the NHL, right?
I mean, honestly, like all 7 defensemen have looked fairly good this year.
Yeah, they haven't been mad so far.
I know people have, and they've always kind of been critical of Shabbat.
Yeah.
And I get it because he makes a lot of money. So
he does, yeah.
You expect him to play like that kind of money. Whereas like, because they are obviously going to compare him to Sanderson,
Yeah.
Who's been great as well. But
No,
I think Shabbat has like had a few more.
he's winning the
hiccups.
Norris either this year or next
So,
year. I
yeah.
called it right now.
But I don't think Shabbat has been terrible. Like I said, I think the whole decor so far has been pretty decent this year.
Yeah, Shabbat looks better this year than he did last year.
And now
so
really
far.
like I'm hoping now the guys up front, the fours, now the couple of games where they're looking better, they're looking like they're on fire. So hopefully they start heating up.
Ooh, the moves on Pinto.
But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, Shabbat's looked better this year. He said at the start of the season that he was. Ooh, who is that? Yo, that's Jensen. Just because we're talking about it, this guy's dangling everybody on the team.
His ears are burned. It's like all these no timers.
Look at him. Hold on. Jensen and Giroux going in for the kill. Giroux scores. That's hilarious, yo. 2 shots on 2 goals, 2 assists for Jensen.
All right, Jensen, I take everything back.
You can play with Sanderson now.
Yeah.
First pair. Yeah. Anyway, let's go. But yeah. These looked all right. Okay, let's start closing here. What a goal by Giroux too. Jesus. We have a few games left this week. Like we mentioned, next week we finish with so next week we finish with New York and Seattle. Looking good so far against Utah. 2-0 so far. Hopefully we pull this one out. And yeah, it's been a good season so far. We've been hopeful, although the Ullmark injury has kept us a little bit on our toes, but so far so good. Forsberg is holding his own. And yeah, if he comes back and he's 100% healthy and he plays like he should, we should be fine, honestly.
Yeah.
For this season. And we were talking about Forsberg, and we were saying that last year the Sens were 7 wins out of a playoff spot. And those 7 wins are crucial when it comes to like your backup.
Oh yeah.
So Forsberg is going to have to get those 7 wins and more. So we were saying that, like, let's say Ullmark gets 30-ish wins, 35 wins, hopefully.
Yep.
Forsberg minimal has to get 8 wins, right? But that's it. It also depends on how much Ullmark plays. But Forsberg did minimum 8 wins, which would technically put us 1 win over what we needed.
Yep.
But ideally 8 to 15 wins would be perfect, right?
Oh yeah.
Again, it depends on how many games they play, but that would be ideal. Because, like, I think honestly, if we're playing well enough when we have the goalie, we can have 40. I'm shooting high here. I think we can have 40 plus wins this year.
Yeah.
Easily. Right? Even like I'm going maybe insane here, but I think we can even finish top 3 in the division. Yeah. It all comes down to if they keep this going.
Yeah.
They abide to what the coach says. They follow the systems, and the goalies are good to go. I say we don't even need wild card. We'll get straight in. But anyway, still a long season. It's only been 6 games now. We'll see how it goes by, once we get to like February, March, we'll see where we are. And then I guess one last thing before we close, we have a new coach, as everybody knows. How do you think he's doing so far compared to things we've seen last year from DJ Smith and previous coaches?
So far, I'm happy. These 5 games and even this first period here against Utah, like it just seems the team seems to be able to. They're sticking to. They're playing fairly well structured, and they tend to keep to it for the most part. Whereas before, once things go bad, they'll start trying too much to make things happen. Like you still see it every now and then, you know, something, you know, especially guys like who've got like great skills like Timmy, even like Sanders and Shabbat, like they got a lot of skill and they have confidence in themselves, so they try to do
A little
maybe a
bit
bit
too
too
much.
much.
Yeah.
But they're, you know, they're trying to force something where now you know, they're sticking to it. They have confidence in how they're playing, I guess, what style they're playing. I want to say.
Yeah.
And even if, you know, like right now with you know, the start of this Utah game, they were getting outshot badly. Looked
Yeah.
like Utah was controlling everything, but didn't look like they were panicking at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
They kind of just stuck to it. They're, you know, making sure they block shots and or cleared rebounds. So they just looked pretty good. It was just even like the 2 games they've lost, like the one against Montreal, it felt more like the effort wasn't there. I don't know if
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
they're tired or their head just wasn't in that game. It was just something, a game they, you know, second game of the year, maybe they just need a good wake up call.
Yeah. And it's like I mentioned, like talking about the Montreal game, I think they went in there thinking it was a fight, it was a war. Montreal went in thinking it was just a game.
Yeah.
So Montreal played their game, got it over with, and then, you know, they beat us.
And then,
but yeah, I agree.
And the game against New Jersey, that one was more New Jersey. I think they were just the better team.
Yeah, they were the better team.
You know, the guys hit a bunch of posts, which was
Four
unlucky.
posts, yeah.
Markstrom played well.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, they played a decent game. It just didn't turn out the way you'd want it. So
yeah, because if you think about it, Forsey, he played a good game. He had an over 900 save percentage, which is what we want from him.
It was a good bounce back from the.
But we just couldn't beat. What's his face?
It was a good bounce back from the LA game.
Mm-hmm.
So like, the LA game is really the biggest anomaly. That was just because, well, the goaltending wasn't there, so the team just was fighting to stay alive, and luckily they did. So I won't even. That one was just a game where, his goalies weren't in it. So as of this time, it's an anomaly of 5 games. Yeah.
So far so good. Minus that LA game, which was hectic, but it was fun to watch. That was very fun to watch live. That was great. Yeah. But yeah, let's keep her going here. The long season looking better than last year for sure. A lot less dumping and chasing, and then when they do dump it, we're actually first to the puck, which is nice. You know, oh, here goes Timmy. Hold on, let's see what happens here. Timmy to shoot, and Ingram save it. So so a lot less, like you said, a lot less panicky.
Even if they're not first to puck when they dump it, they're fast enough where like they're forcing, they're forechecking harder. It seems so. They're either forcing turnovers or getting the defender who's getting the puck at least like kind of stop and maybe battle along the board instead of it's like, oh, it's out. Yeah,
with a lot more. I think we're down low.
Yeah,
and either end, whichever end we are attacking or defending, we're a lot better on the boards. I feel this year than we were last year for sure.
Yeah, the only times where I really get worried are honestly some of the zone exits from the defensive end.
Yeah, it's been a little, especially like power play.
Yeah, they've been a bit rough at times. Like it looks like, I don't think that it's necessarily like a coach thing.
Yeah,
I think it's the players just they got to be better at decision making.
Yeah,
they're either taking too long, or when they do something quick, maybe it's just a toss up, but it just happens to be the wrong one.
Yeah.
So, but it does feel like a lot of times they're just taking too long to make a decision because they're trying to find the perfect play, and sometimes find the perfect play ends up being the worst play.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just gotta go for it, and you know, it's that old hockey cliche: pucks on net. You know, and things will happen. So yeah, I agree. But
it's a fast game, so
it is a fast game. Yeah,
it's easy to dissect from up in the stands or on watching TV.
Yeah,
but,
that's true. Yeah, once you're in there, and trust me, I know I play hockey, league and pickup and all that stuff. Sometimes, like you're there, and you're like, you kind of know what you want to do, but then at the same time, you don't really execute what you want to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's
100%.
like the thoughts there. It's like, oh, I know exactly, but then it just doesn't happen because
Yeah.
maybe the guy defending you is actually just having a good game. They
Yeah.
get your stick just in the
Exactly.
spot that you didn't expect. So yeah, it happens.
Yep. Anyway, we've looked better than last year for sure. I think Travis Green is doing a pretty good job with the team so far. Hopefully they buy into the systems sooner than later. But yeah, it's looked good. A lot more fight from what I've seen. And he dropped it. Okay. And and yeah, so far so good. Anyway, that's basically it for now, right? We don't want to spoil too much for next week, so we won't have nothing to talk about. Hopefully next time we talk to you guys, we have more information on Ullmark. Hopefully he's back. Hopefully Zuby is back as well, and we will we'll go from there. Anything you wanna add before we end here, before we close?
No.
All good?
I got nothing to add.
Yeah, so far so good for me as well. Once again, all the best to the Prawn family. Hopefully everything works out for them.
Yep.
And as always, we want to thank our listeners and viewers for the support. Obviously thank our sponsors, DraftKings, THPN, and Game Time. Please keep supporting us. It really helps us. And it's fun for us to be able to help give you guys, information that sometimes you didn't know, sometimes we didn't know. It's always fun to be able to talk to you guys through this, or through our podcast here. And like we mentioned last week, we definitely want to do another on location thing. That was very fun. So stay on the lookout for that. We will announce that soon enough. And yeah. I'm looking forward to our next home game, which is the Seattle game for us anyway.
Yep.
Get some beers in us, hey?
Yeah. So I just received the promotional email today.
There you go.
It's going to be an Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
For Timmy Stoostler.
I'm gonna wear my little hat, my German hat.
Yeah, they got cheap beers at the pregame. If you get in early, which we are going to.
We are going to. That's a trip.
Get an Ottawa Senators beer stein, which is awesome. And yeah, should be a fun time. I think they have. They said they're gonna have Oktoberfest inspired food, so I hope it's more than just pretzels. I know I like pretzels, but
last year I know they did like sausages too.
Yeah,
sausages was pretty nice. Yeah. Oh my God, they actually called a penalty on Timmy.
Okay,
that almost ripped his head off too. Jeez.
That one they have to go.
Yeah, we're on the power play.
I know Timmy's got a reputation, but come on.
yeah, can't do that.
But yeah, so that'll be fun.
Cool. Yeah, that should be a fun game to go to for sure. All right, everybody. Well, that's it. Ooh,
I think they're gonna play like a lot of polka music, so I'll be
fun. Probably, yeah. A lot of dancing. I'm gonna wear my hat. Except that you guys can't see it, but I have a little German hat from last year's Oktoberfest.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good times. Yeah. So, anything else to add? Are we good?
Oh,
all good. Oh, we just scored again. Let's go, Pinto. Where's it, Greg?
Good way to end this episode.
It's Greg. There you go.
Hey,
Ridley's back. Ridley's back in the lineup, and we get 3-0 on 6 shots by Ingram. There you go, Ridley. Welcome back to the game, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah. So I guess we'll end an episode on the Sens goal, the Sens power play goal.
Yeah, and on a high note.
Let's see. Pinto falls down. Little play. Gets it back. And then Greg just shoots it. Nice. There you go. Nice. I think Amadio got a touch on that too. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much, guys, for listening, for watching. And as always, don't stop believing and go Sens go.
That was the No Timers podcast. Make sure to stay tuned every week for a new episode. Thanks for listening.